Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel is all about art and craft. Now, I decided to continue on this painting, and what I decided to do is start working up the top here, ignore what was happening here, and that way I can get a little bit further with the painting, and then later on down the track towards the end I can reassess it and then sort of decide what I'm going to do. So I'm going to zoom back in a bit so that you guys can see better, and I'm actually going to sit down because I'm feeling awfully hot and bothered, and yeah, which is probably still not a good time for me to do painting, but I'm sort of thinking it might keep my mind off things. So, where is it? What I'm going to do is I'll continue using my number 4 flat brush, and I'm actually going to go into one of the lighter greens that I made up. And I'm actually going to start down here so I can sit, and then we'll move up to the top in a bit. So what I'm going to do is just dab some in here. And I'm also leaving sort of darker areas. Now what I've actually done is, when I've mixed the cadmium yellow into the green, I didn't mix it properly so that I can actually get like little lighter areas in as well. Now, in this area here, I'm actually leaving it a little bit darker because of the fact that this bit here is actually going to go over the top. So we've got to sort of create a little bit of a shadow sort of area, so it's got to stay a little bit darker. And what you want to do is every now and then actually just wipe your brush off on your paper towel or rag, whatever you're using, just to get some of the excess off, because because it's still all wet, every time we touch the canvas we're actually picking up the paint that's already down. So just something to be aware of. Now I'm just going to go straight into the yellow ochre. Some of that in. And I haven't cleaned my brush. just done, I've mixed up some of the green mix with the yellow ochre. I added a heap of crimson, well not a heap but a good amount, and I also added some cadmium yellow, and I'm going to now use that in here. Okay. So I think the coast is clear. I think. So what I actually ended up doing is I grabbed some cadmium orange hue because I couldn't get the orange that I wanted. So we're going to add that in, and we'll probably add it in a few other areas as well, just to, you know, make sure I don't just have it in the one area. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put that over the top here. Because even with that red, I wasn't sort of happy with it, so that's why I thought, maybe if I put a bit of orange over the top, it might end up being alright then. Sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error, so. And what's the worst thing that could happen? We just have to go over it again once it's dry. No big deal. It takes however long it takes. As long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing. And hopefully I'm not bumping you guys with the chair. No, the chair's staying away from the leg of the tripod, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I think I'm starting to like that because you've got the yellow ochre over here, it's sort of, I don't know, it just seems to blend in quite well. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the titanium white to the orange, and I'm going to put some here. And to dull it down a little bit, it's just a matter of picking up some of that orange and just spreading it around. Okay, I'm going to have to disappear for a minute, but I'll be straight back. Okay, I'm back. For how long? I'm not sure. I actually have a bit of an upset stomach, so I might have to disappear every so often. It's not a nice feeling, but you know, these things happen. So, never mind. You can really sort of start seeing how it's coming along. Slowly but surely. Alrighty. So I'm going to wash my brush out and I'm just going to sit down and do it because I can. Okay. Now, we had made like an olive green earlier, so actually yesterday. So what I'm going to do, what I've done is I've added some titanium white to it, and I'm actually going to use that over here. Mixing up a little bit more of the green with the white in it. Now, if you would notice, I actually have like different tones of green in here, and that's because every now and then I'm actually picking up the one with the cadmium yellow in it, but only adding a little bit to it so that it's sort of, you know, it's similar to the one I'm currently using, but it gives it slightly that warmer colour. So what I'm going to do, because as I said, I wanted to add the orange elsewhere, so I'm going to sort of add a little section in here, and what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of the orange into the green mix that we've got here, just to change the colour a little bit. And as you can see, every now and then there's a bit of orange that pops up because I didn't mix it in properly. Something that I actually did want. I'm slowly adding more and more of the orange. A bit more. And then we'll change the flavour again. Just going to add a little bit more over to this side. So, and then the orange that I tried to make up before, which was the crimson red with the cadmium yellow, and a little bit of titanium white. I added the brighter green that we made up. So I'm going to start using that. I'm going to start using it right here. And again, I haven't mixed it properly, so that I've got more than one colour going on. And I'm just sort of mixing it in with the top bit, so it sort of blends together a little bit. And you're probably wondering why I'm using such a small brush, and that is because it's easier for me to get the finer details to make it look like it's like smaller leaves on these trees and bushes. So yes, it takes longer, but it's actually kind of worth it because of the effects that you get. What I'm going to do is I'll do this area here. I'm sort of trying to decide what mix to put in this area and then what to put into this area, because basically what I'm trying to do is create like all these bushes and trees that have all different sort of colours in them, so it makes it nice and bright, cheerful, colourful, a whole box of dice all in one. So I've mixed some emerald green, some of the purple that we made up, the dark purple, and added a little bit of titanium white. I've got a very interesting colour on here. See, it kind of helps to sort of experiment a little bit, and now we're going to see what it's going to look like on canvas, and we'll see if we end up deciding to leave it or change it. I think I might have to change it. Not really. Although it looks kind of cool on the brush, when I put it there, to me, it doesn't look right. But then what you probably see is something completely different to what I see, so yeah. What do you do? So, see how this goes. All I did was add some crimson to that mix. What I'm going to do is grab some of the slightly darker green, put some of that in as well. You know, if all fails, if you're not happy with it, what you can do is grab your palette knife and wipe it away. And that lighter green that we made up, we're going to add some yellow ochre and then just some yellow ochre on its own, just to put the brighter colours in, because it's actually going to mix with the other colour that we've got there anyway. What I'm going to do is go back into this one here, which was the lighter green with the cadmium yellow. And all I'm doing now is just going straight into the cadmium yellow. And basically I'm mixing it with the colour that we've got underneath, going over it a few times. What I just tried to do is I tried to add a little bit of the crimson in there, but yeah, I sort of went, nah, not liking it. And that was just by adding just that little tiny bit. Now I'm just going to grab some of the orange again. I'm going to add that in here. Now I'm reverting back to our brighter green with the cadmium yellow in it. And I'm just going to put that here. I'm going to go into the yellow ochre. A little bit of the green mix with the cadmium yellow. And I haven't cleaned my brush. What I'm actually going to do is the browns that we've got here, I'm actually going to pick some of them up, if I can, because by the looks of it they're starting to dry up on my palette. Really? Wow. Now I'm just using the sort of the darker one that we originally used, because I'm not happy the way that looks, so I'm just smudging that around. Because I feel I need a cleaner wax surface here. I'm going to go into the very light brown that we made up, which was the raw sienna with the titanium white. I'm just going to add a little bit of that in here. So now I'm going to go into my very dark grey, and right here I want a bit of rockery. I'm going to mix that with a little bit of the titanium white, make a nice lighter grey. I'm going to add some of that to it, very carefully, very gently, like so. I'm going to put a little bit of it underneath the rock, like that. We will later on bring that up a little bit more, but right now I just want to leave it alone because I played around too much over there. I'm not going to make the same mistake here. So next, what we want to do is really brighten up this area so it looks like, it literally looks like the sun is hitting it, but it's actually sort of coming from this area here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of titanium white in with the cadmium yellow, and again, as you can tell, it's mixing in with the green that we've got there. Okay. What I might do is have a quick break. Alright. Again, I'm just going to sort of change the shading a little bit here and there, because in nature you never ever see everything exactly the same colour. It's always different shades. So I just got just some titanium on its own, blending it in at the same time. And I'll go back to other mix, which was the cadmium yellow and titanium white. I might even end up throwing a bit of orange in there, I'm not sure yet. I just put some straight orange, cadmium orange on here. And we're just going to bring that bit down a bit more. Now what I've done this time, I've put some orange on one side and the cadmium yellow with the titanium mix on the other. Just sort of adding a little bit of highlight here and there, just with the titanium white, just very gently. It's coming along, and I might actually even do this side here. And I'm just using the cadmium yellow with titanium mix. Or I'll say, yep, I'm done for today. What I actually want to do is scrape in a few branches, and how I'm going to do that is with the palette knife. So all I'm going to do is come down here, for instance, and just tweak here and there. do is I'll grab some of our grey onto the palette knife, and I'll actually will add one in here. Now I'm going to grab my number 4 flat brush. I'll grab some of that grey as well and really load it up. And I'm going to add a few here and there, just sort of lightly. And what I'm going to do with my palette knife, I'm actually going to go into the titanium white, grab some of that dark grey that we made, only a tiny bit, and just mix that together, make a nice light grey. And I've got some on my palette knife along the edge again, and I'm just going to tap it in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the light raw sienna that we made up, and add that in to the light grey mix, just to give it a different tone. I'm not going to mix it properly. I'll show you in a minute. Now hopefully you can see it, but you've got sort of darker colours in there as well. And I'm going to put that on the other side. I've got a little bit too much on the tip, so what I'm going to need to do now is go back into the orange and sort of cover this area up a little bit. And then all we're going to do is just sort of dab over the top a little bit, because generally you don't see the branches all that well. So sort of go over the top a little bit, and then it sort of tucks it behind. I'm going to go into a little bit of the cadmium yellow, and I'm going to add some cadmium yellow down here to sort of cover up the naughty edge. I call it the naughty edge. I'll put some here and there as well, so it looks like, you know, there's like little flowers or something, little tiny bushes that are covering the bottoms of the branches. I'm going to go into the cadmium yellow again. I'm going to add a little bit of the lighter green that we made up. I don't want it that bright. I'm going to call that good for the minute. Let it dry, and I'll be doing a different video obviously tomorrow, because this is going to need a day or two to dry, depending on how hot this room stays. I'll just have to play it by ear. I'll check it in the morning, see how it is. In the meantime, I hope you have an awesome time being creative. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified when the next video is coming up. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.